For the 100% cheapest Madden 22 coins and 2KMT, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa's a family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 22 video on the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing something you can do to go from 0 all the way to 1 million coins. And as we get into the video right here, fellas, as you guys can see on the screen right here, there is a special half-point line today in college basketball. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but he's one of the best players in college basketball. He's gone over half a point literally every single game in his entire college basketball career, so it's a guarantee. If you guys sign up with Underdog Fantasy and use code SWIFT, you're going to see that line right there. And what you guys can do is couple it with some basketball picks or whatever sport you guys are into on Underdog Fantasy to potentially make some money with that free line. These are the picks that I would be doing, but sadly where I live, they don't let me bet on college sports. If you guys live in these states right here, you can't do any college betting. Otherwise, you're good to go. So sign up with code SWIFT, click the link in the description. You got until 8:30 tonight before that game happens, so get your picks in before it's too late. But enough plugging for me, man. I'm going to turn into an outlet over here. That wasn't a funny joke. Let's get into the video. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing to hopefully get up to 1 million coins. And you guys could do this if you're starting at basically 0. Now, what I'm going to be showcasing in today's video is by far the most mammoth set in Madden 22. It is going to take you a long time, but it is going to make you a ton of coins. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to Team Affinity, and I'm not going to Team Builders. As you guys know, we usually make a ton of coins in Team Builders. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to Team Diamonds, and I'm going to Team Diamonds too. And the set that I'm going to be showcasing in the video is the 98 overall Luke Kuechly Team Diamond Master set that requires you to do every single other Team Diamond set in this game and then put those collectibles in to get this 98 overall card. And I want to give a shout out to someone who I saw do this on Twitter and just make millions, so shout out to him for kind of bringing this method to my attention. But as you guys can see right here, Luke Kuechly is selling for 1.6 million coins, and the goal of this method is to get the card and get him for around 400,000 coins and then make 1 million coins after that. Now, before we get into the numbers and the metrics of this method, I'd appreciate it if y'all could scroll down and drop a like on the video. It takes just 1 second out of your day. Could we get up to maybe 1,000 likes? That would be awesome to see.
Why are you the way that you are?
But getting back to the method right here, let's talk about how this is going to work, how all these numbers work out, and how you guys get Luke Kuechly. So within the Team Diamond 2 section of the sets, as you guys can see, there are 33 different sets. There's Luke Kuechly, and then there's one set for every single team. And when you guys do one of these sets, let's say for example, you do the Keith Jackson set right here on the Eagles, what you're going to do is you're going to get the 95 overall Keith Jackson, you're going to get the power-up version of the player, and you're going to be getting the Eagles Team Diamond collectible. Now with that Team Diamond collectible, what you do is you go to the Luke Kuechly set and you get progress on doing him. So as you guys can see right here, you got to do all 32 sets to get Luke Kuechly, and basically once you do all 32 of these sets, you're going to be making yourself at least 1 million coins. So now that you guys hopefully have a decent gist of how this method works, so let's get into the nitty gritty, let's get into the numbers, let's start doing these 95 overall player sets, and let's explain kind of my tactic when it comes to doing these. Okay, now the way these numbers are going to work out is you're basically trying to do every single one of these sets, and you're trying to do them for break even. I don't really care if I make coins on these individual sets. If I can do the 95 overall Andre Johnson and sell off the player for the same as the cost of the set, I don't really mind because I just got a collectible for free. So basically my thought process on these is I'm happy to do any sets that are profitable, I'm happy to do any sets that are break even, and even if the set is losing you like 20 to 30,000 coins, I would say that still ends up working out. If you lose 20k on, let's say, like 20 of the sets right there, that's going to mean you're losing 400k, but you're going to be done the Luke Kuechly Master and selling the card off for 1.6 million, so you still profit 1.2. Now the way I recommend you guys do these sets is kind of on like a day-to-day basis. Some of the Team Diamond players sell for more on one day, some of them sell for less on another day. It's honestly really random. So what I recommend you guys do is just go on over to a website like mutt.gg or just go to the auction block and filter it down by some random players.
21.
And after doing some of that filtering earlier this morning, I found out that the 95 overall Andre Johnson card is selling for a price of like 150k. Now, one thing you guys gotta know is that all the sets in here are typically costing you about like 120 to 130,000 coins. So what you guys want to do is kind of just find the players that are selling for around that price point. The prices are going to go up and down every single day. So you're just kind of finding players that are selling for a nice amount of coins and doing those sets on a daily basis. So let's start it off right here with the Andre Johnson. We're going to start it off with our gold players. You're probably getting these cards for a price of around 500 coins. As you guys can see, we're going to buy all these players right here. You got to get 6 of them. So 6 times 500 coins is going to be 3,000 coins spent on these gold players right here. So there we go. A pretty easy start to the set. This obviously isn't going to be costing you a ton of coins. We're spending about 3,000 coins to get these players right here. Let's throw them in the set and let's move on up to the 80 overall players. Now for the 80 overall cards, what I have written down is about 2,000 coins per player. As you guys can see, that's a relatively easy price point to hit. These cards are selling like really consistently at 2k. We're getting 6 of them, so that's gonna be 12,000 coins right here on these 80 overall elites. Well, dang, that was actually my mistake right there. You don't need to get 6 of these elite players. All you gotta do is end up getting 5 of them, so 10,000 coins in spend right there, the 3,000 coins in spend on the lower overall cards, and we're moving our way up. Next up right here, we're gonna be getting these 86 to 88 overall players. Right now, they're selling for way too many coins, so what I'm gonna do is find a bit of a method to get these cards for cheaper. So these are kind of some of the tricky things you guys can do to work around if some of the players are selling for an expensive price. I saw that Bradley Roby was selling for way too many coins. What I decided to do is I decided to go in here and do some of the sets to get Bradley Roby for a much cheaper price. So when you guys are doing these sets, if you encounter a roadblock like this, it's always good to work backwards, see if you can maybe do a set for a player that's then going to go into the set. So what we're doing right here again is we're selecting Bradley Roby, the 88 overall player, right, and we're doing this set at a relatively inexpensive price. And this card right here, instead of buying him for like 20,000 coins on the auction block, now we're doing the set and we're doing it for around 10,000 coins, getting the player for a lot cheaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock this out 4 times in total. We'll get our 4 88 overall players, and that's perfect. Then we can move on to the next aspect of the method. So there we go, fellas. Not too shabby. Spending about 10,000 coins per card instead of what was the going rate on the market, which was a lot more, is definitely a W in my opinion. It's going to allow us to do the set and do it for a relatively inexpensive price. As you guys can see, we got 4 of our 86 to 88s. Now, sadly, the thing about some of these sets you guys will notice is there's just some players that are selling for a lot of coins. Sometimes you really got to bite the bullet. And again, like I was saying, take maybe a 10,000 coin L, maybe like a 15,000 coin L. But next up, what we're doing is we're going to go ahead, we're going to get our 89 overall players at a price of around like 15 to 16k. That should mean we're spending roughly 60,000 coins on these players right here. And then all said and done, this set is probably costing us about like 135k. As you guys can see, we can easily sell the player for 150, so we're basically breaking even, or maybe making a little bit of coins, and then of course getting that ever elusive first collectible. And the really nice thing about doing these sets is that it shouldn't really be taking you all that long. It's probably only taking you like 5 to 10 minutes per set, so you guys can go through like a fair number of these every single day. All we gotta do is get our final player at 32k. I would say we probably dropped like 140k to do the set. This is definitely one of the more expensive ones you guys will find. A lot of other sets in this game are costing you closer to like 120, but the reason why this one's more expensive is because Andre Johnson is selling for a nice amount of coins. So what we're doing is we're knocking this head out. We get Andre, we're gonna sell him off, we're gonna sell off the power up, and we're gonna get collectible number 1. The animation is pretty sick right there for the Texans collectible. We're getting the 95 Andre Johnson, and we're getting the power up. Of course, we're selling off the player for like 150k, which you'll love to see. He's actually selling at 199. That's crazy. What I'm gonna do is throw him up for like 160. I feel like that's a price I'm happy to sell him at. And again, we break even on the set. That's perfect. That's all I'm really looking for. And then of course, after you guys do the set one time, you never need to do it again because you already have the one collectible that you need. So what we're doing is we're gonna go to our Luke Kuechly right here. We're gonna go to the Texans, and as you guys will see, we have this collectible. So we have 1 of 32. We did that pretty quickly. Let's take a look at some other sets that could maybe be decent right now. So the next set that I'm gonna do right here is gonna be the Vikings one. This one is looking a lot more normal. We're probably getting these cards for about 500 coins. That's about 3k right there. For the 80 overall players, we're getting them for around 2,000 coins. So 2 times 5 is 10. Pretty simply right there. That's pretty easy math. And of course, with the 86 to 88s, these ones right here are a lot cheaper than the other ones. So we're gonna be getting them at around 7,000 coins per player. 7 times 4, that's about 28k. So not gonna be all that expensive. Then for the 89s right here, we're getting them for around 14,000 coins. 14 times 4 is 55k. And all we gotta do is we gotta end it off right here with this card at a price of around like 25 to 30,000 coins. That's gonna mean all in this set right here is costing us about like 120k. So yeah, let's do it live in the video. Let's see if we're gonna make profit or break even. Again, I don't really mind breaking even on these sets. If you break even on every single set and then you get the Luke Kuechly card, you're making 1.6 million coins. So all I'm really hoping to do is like break even or even lose a little bit of coins on each set. Like I said before, I don't mind like losing 20,000 coins on some of these sets. Obviously, it's ideal to break even or make profit. On Andre Johnson, we probably made a little bit of profit. On this card right here, I would expect we're probably gonna break even. But let's recap once I buy all the players and we knock the set out. So there we go, fellas. Just snagged all the cards for hopefully a price of around like 120 to 125k. We're gonna throw them all in the set right here. We'll see how much this card is gonna be going for. Again, I'm hoping the card is going for about like 125. 125 is gonna mean we lose like a tiny bit of coins after tax. But again, if you guys are losing 10k per set, 20k per set, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because at the end of the day, when you sell the card off for 1.6 million, 1.5 million, whatever it may be, you're making like a million coins in profit right there. So all we're doing is we're throwing these cards into the set. It took me maybe like 5 minutes to do this set. It was definitely a lot easier because of the fact that we didn't need to go ahead and like do the set for Bradley Roby or do the set for one of the other middle piece cards. Of course, if you guys are in a situation where like the 86s, the 89s, the 88s, whatever it may be, if one of those cards is selling for a ton of coins and you can get them for cheaper through a set, I would always recommend recommend you do that right there. But yeah, let's finish this set right here. So set number 2 now complete, making some good progress on getting up to Luke Kuechly, getting close to like 10% of the way done and relatively quickly. So yeah, let's see how much the card's gonna be going for. Of course, the beautiful Team Diamond animation right there. You'll love to see that. Let's see how much the card's going for. Hoping for like 120k, but let's see. So bang, the card's going for like a median price of 124k. We'll throw them up for like 120, and worst comes to worst, we lose like 10,000 coins after tax, which really isn't the worst thing in the world. And oh yeah, fellas, I'm not even including the power-ups in these calculations. I don't know how much the power-up's gonna be going for, but like 4,000 coins or 2,000 coins adds a tiny bit to the pot, so hey, we'll take it right there. And then of course, the ever elusive first token that we're gonna be getting, if we math it out and we do the 1.6 million divided by 32, basically you're getting a value of about 50,000 coins per token. So as long as you're losing less than 50k per set, the numbers are gonna work out, because like I said before, each token is basically worth 50k. When we do 1.6 million, which is how much the card's worth, divided by 32, because basically every single token is going into the sets, how much is each of them benefiting you? That number is 50k. So as long as you lose less than 50k per set, that profit is gonna come back to you at the end. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you don't want to miss out on more coin methods just like this, hit that sub button down below. And until next time, fellas, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in my stream tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.